The night was odd enough, a calm one. It was decided that we would talk of things in the morning. But so much had gone on, we decided to get some rest. The boy Sam, our newest son, still in our bed. I slept beside our other son in his bed. Sleep wasn't the best with the turning and the pushing up against me. I awoke slightly. I looked to Colt in the chair, reading to the book T had given us back at Aeon Villa. I stood going to his shoulders, rubbing them. "You get any sleep?" I whispered. Colt sighed. "I have read this book from cover to back multiple times, and I understand little of its contents. It's all so repulsive. I can barely stomach it in my thoughts. I've shared it with Firefly." "Firefly, is it because she knows more on medical?" Colt turned a page slowly. "No. But she has had some insight on a few things, but mostly I shared it with her because there's a few clues on her people, maybe her origins." I looked to Colt. "There seems to be a lot of darkness in that book, in the wrong hands." Colt patted my hand. "I know, I should just burn the wretched thing, but I was hoping maybe it could save Sam." I looked over to the boy. "I don't think you need to worry. Fluorescence says he will be fine, and his mother wouldn't have done what she done if that wasn't the case." Cottle sighed. "I hope you're right. Abera seems to think differently." Colt looked to the window. "It's nearly dawn. I should go take care of the body. I will burn what I can, and what I can't I shall bury. But I will save a small amount of metal to make a necklace for the boy, so he may have something close to him, even if he doesn't remember her. Maybe, as a man one day, if he becomes a man, he can understand the truth of it all." I kissed his cheek as he stood. "I think that will be nice for him, but do be careful." Colt smiled. "I will be back by midday more than likely. Abel is about if you need anything." Colt tied to his face a dark bandana as he looked to me, then he turned and left without another word. I saw him leave on diligence from the window he had with him, a few tools to do the job. The morning came, and the boys awoke as well as Lyra. I let Gretel feed her. As I took care of the boys, our little foal scarfed down his meal, rather quickly asking to go play with the lions. But I had to tell him they went to their homes. Our son, being the son of his father, looked to Sam. "You lie, Mommy. He's right there," pointing to our Sam, who stopped putting a bite of food in his mouth. To look over in confusion, I bent down to our foal, hushing him. "Hey, you know what? I could use your help with something." "Yes, Mommy?" I looked him in the eyes. "We mustn't be calling him Sam for right now. Remember, you don't have your name yet either, so you cannot speak it, and he is a boy, isn't he? He's not a lion. Now I need your help. Can you remember this for me? I tend to forget." I looked to him, holding my breath as he nodded, then looked to me. "Then can I take him to go play in the field?" I looked to Sam, then back. "Perhaps in a while I need to find him some proper clothes, and he hasn't finished breakfast, but you go play, okay?" Our little one nodded as he left. I noticed a shirt and pants folded on the edge of the bed on the floor, some boots worn but in good condition. Colt always thought of everything. Sam looked to the book on the table. "What is that, Mom?" It was still new to me to hear him speak like this, as I picked up the book, putting it on a high shelf casually. "Oh, nothing for little boys, just a boring book. Tell me, son, how do you feel today?" Sam was deep in thought. "I feel good, just a little itchy." I smiled. "Well, maybe we should get you a bath then." So that morning I poured him a warm bath with bubbles, scrubbing his head as he did his body with a bar of soap. "Ow," he said as he cleaned his foot. "Here, let me look at that." I looked to the bottom of his foot. It was glowing blue, but it wasn't just odd scaring, it was a paw print. A blue one, but then it turned an assortment of colors, from blue to purple, to pink to red to orange to yellow to green, then to light blue, then dark blue. He held to his foot in the bath. "What is that, Mom?" I sucked in a small breath, smiling. "Oh, nothing, just your birthmark." He looked to me. "Do all boys have these?" I rinsed his hair as he stood. I wrapped a towel around him. "Some do, but it's rare. You are very special and love to have it. But do you remember what I told you about it before?" He shook his head. "No, you must not show it to anyone. Not the healers, not the other children, not the adults, no one but me and your father. You must always keep it concealed, understand?" He nodded, but looked to me. "Why?" "I forget." I kissed the top of his head, then helped him on with his clothes and boots. Because if anyone saw it, they would know how special you are and want to take you away from us, understand? He nodded again. I want to stay with you, Mama. As he hugged to me, I hugged him back. I know you will be good and not show it to anyone. You're such a good son. Just then I heard a knock at the door. I opened it to see Abira. I saw Colt ride off with some tools. I'm sorry, but as I said, I knew I stopped him. Son, why don't you go join the other foals, but remember what we spoke on? He ran out the door happily to join the others. He's still alive? Abira looked to him already in the distance going toward our foal. I looked to Abira. He most certainly is. Abira scratched behind his ear a moment as he came in. Please don't find my words to be dark, but it doesn't make sense. He sat down at the table. I know of the stories long ago of those who could be of full enough body, only missing a limb to be disconnected. But, well, all perished within moments to hours in horrible pain. Once being disconnected after many failed attempts, my father outlawed the attempting it. Why is this boy surviving? Is he in pain? I looked to Abira, giving him a cup of coffee. He doesn't seem to be. He has a rather good appetite, though he hasn't questioned his forgotten memories either. Abira took a sip. What I wouldn't give to know how this is possible. His mother, perhaps. Oh, how I wish I could speak to her again. Or perhaps it was a glitch. But if any from my kingdom knew this, they would wish to examine him to their fullest. As well as Colt would be highly questioned. As well as myself, the penalty is banishment. I do not wish to change this law because it still holds great purpose. I looked to him, handing him his shirt, then sitting with my own cup. Colt tends to do things his ways, and it tends work out in his favor. Abira sighed. Just keep an eye on the boy. It may be just a matter of time. I looked to Abira. He was clearly concerned. I will. Just then another knock came to the door. It was Henry. Good morning, Vida. May I join you this lovely day? I welcomed him in. You may, as always. Water? Henry looked to me. Today I think I shall have a coffee? I looked to him. His stomach was always too sour for it before. Are you sure? Henry nodded. Since it all happened, my stomach troubles are in the past, and Furnius tends to like it, so I try to keep him happy. I poured him a cup. Here you go. He looked to it. Thank you. Could I trouble you for some sugar? I know it's harder to get here. I nodded, handing him a sugar cube bowl as he chose out a cube, crunching in his mouth, followed by drinking half the cup. Very well made coffee, I smiled. One of few things impossible to burn. Henry was more relaxed, less stiff. I don't know, last I seen you may have accomplished it. I do think you are getting better at cooking. I put a plate of cookies on the table, all charred and dried, not to mention flat. Thank you for the compliment, but I think you should hold on to it. Henry and Abira slightly chuckled at it, as Henry took one, trying to take a bite of it, then tapping it on the table, finally soaking it in the coffee. No, these are edible at least. He coughed slightly, then he looked to Abira. You're just as I pictured you before I knew you. How do you do? I'm Henry. I see we match, don't we? You're brown and blue-flowered, as am I. Abira looked to him. Then there is no need for a true introduction, is there? You may call me Abira here. As for us matching, well, I was planning on changing that. Abira quickly went through a few colors as I watched, reminding me of Sam. How is that done? I asked. Abira looked to me. I cannot say the deepness of it, but the simplicity is microwires woven into the fabric to apply heat to special pigments, which then change the color of the fabric? Wires? I looked to the shirt I was wearing, clean, as the day I put it on in the kingdom. Abira looked to me. Yours is very special, Vida. More so than my own. I looked to him, puzzled. He had chosen a fine green that really set off the flower patch, that itself had slightly changed color. Yes. Push the collar button twice. I did as I was told, and the inner layer of the shirt fell down, creating a rather long dress. If you want it back up, push it again twice, but of course it's meant to be turned around, the buttons in the back, for the dress. Still, I did it again, and it slowly rose back up. You should wear a dress now and again. Viddy, you look lovely in them, Henry spoke up, then looking to me. Hey, Abira, does hers change colors too? Abira nodded. Of course. Henry leaned back slightly, taking a sip. Why don't you try a new color? I know you all too well. On picking the first thing you see, let's see if there's a better color for you than white. I changed it to pink. Henry's face soured. No. Definitely not going for that look and green. It's overdone, if you pardon me saying so. He looked to Abera, who shrugged. Henry looked to me, now in purple. Better, but it's not quite right. Let's try a yellow but not pastel, I mean like of gold. It was hard to get the color to what he was wanting, but he finally spoke. Stop! That's it! Vidi, you look simply divine in this color, especially when fall comes. The trees will drop their leaves in envy, I'm certain of it. I rolled my eyes slightly. Autumn was so close I didn't look forward to it. I looked to Henry. Did Colt fill you in on everything? Henry looked to me. Yes, he told me of everything except the lovely tidbit I glazed over about tea, which you kindly brought forward. I just think it isn't right for the people of Aeon Villa, but I understand it needs to be done. I do plan on coming and helping. Perhaps a negotiation can take place. I looked to him. I wish that was the case. If they would find and turn Threepwood over, there would be no need for fighting. Henry sighed. Always with the fighting. It's a sad thing, death in war. I nodded. Hopefully that won't come to pass for either side. Henry took his last sip. Either way, my hands, as well as Furnius, is at your service.